Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on quickly um, to talk about a topic that I've been thinking about this evening. So I watched American Son tonight on Netflix, and it just got me thinking about racism and white privilege, and it just disgusts me that we live in a world where your color or the place that you come from affects how you're going to be treated in this world, or how it can affect how you're going to be treated in this world. And I'm not even going to use the word race in this video, in the sense that because there is only one race, the human race. There, like at the start of American Son, there is a quote that they use, and it is, "Race is the son of racism, not the father." So like, at first I didn't quite understand that. I had to pause it because I wanted to understand it. I wanted to let it sink in. I didn't want to, start watching it if I hadn't taken in that information first. So, at first, like I said, I didn't understand it. But when I just kind of sat there and thought about it for a second, I realized that, of course, what it is saying is that we don't have racism because of races, we have races because of racism. Now, some of you may be like, what am I saying, and I know others of you may already understand what it means, um, so it's a case of like, dividing people into races serves no purpose. All that can come from that is separation and hate. So, races come from racism, because if racism didn't exist, nobody would have been separated into groups, into separate, categories, because it would have been just, we're all the same race, we're all human, we're all the same. Why do we need to be put into different boxes? We're all the same. So, people being divided into races comes from racism. Does that make sense? But yeah, so that's what I was getting from it. And like, again, like I said, dividing people into different races serves no purpose apart from, dividing people up and separating people, and, spreading hate and instilling fear and that kind of thing, and oppressing people. That is the only purpose it can serve. That I don't see any positive outcome by separating people like that, by discriminating like that. I don't see any positive aspects to it. I just see it being a way to tear people apart, and there's no need. We are all human, we are all the same. There is no need for this type of separation and this type of discrimination. Um, most importantly, then, I or any white person will never know what it is like to experience racism, to experience that kind of injustice. Like, because we have white privilege. It's not fair to be treated better because, for a white person to be treated better because they're white. It's disgusting. I don't see how it's any bit fair that I could be the exact same in every single way except for skin tone to the person beside me, and that I could very well be treated better just because of my skin color. It makes me sick. If the like What does that have to do with anything? We're still human beings. We are the same. Skin color shouldn't have anything to do with it. Where you come from shouldn't have anything to do with it. Like, it's disgusting. It makes me sick, and it's hate and it's negative, and I just don't think that that's fair. And it doesn't matter. It's not even a matter of opinion that I don't think it's fair. It is not fair. Straight up, it's not fair. There's no question about it. And it's like, imagine the fact that, like, it's a lucky thing to be born white so that you have that white privilege. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, racism is still a big issue. Yes, we have come a long way in so many areas, in life as people. We've developed a lot, not just when it comes to things like racism, when it comes to things like, sexuality and homophobia and all that. In so many different areas of life and in so many ways, people have opened their minds up. But there are still these issues when it comes to people being racist and people discriminating, and, outcasting people and treating people differently, and it's just disgusting. People need to work together to put a stop to this hate, to put a stop to racism. We should be supporting and lifting each other up, not trying to separate ourselves from others and judge them. We should all be uniting to create the world we want, to create a better future for us and the generations to come after us. Not spreading hate, not spreading, not separating people, not outcasting people, not judging people just because of the way they look or because they're different to us. Like, if you're white, then use your white privilege. Use it to help create and build a better future. Don't use it to oppress others. Don't use it to belittle them. Don't use it to, separate them from each other. Use it for a better future. Build a future on love, not on hate. Build a positive future. Set an example for the generations to come after us about how we are all the same, about how there is only one race, and that's the human race. Set that example so that the generations to follow don't make the same mistakes that some of our generation have made and the generations before us. Don't allow that hate to continue on. Break the cycle. And that's not just when it comes to racism. When it comes to any type of hate, any type of, oppression, violence, anything. Break the cycle. Decide, okay, if this has gone on long enough, I'm putting an end to it. Or, fair enough, one person may not be able to put an end to all of it, but it certainly helps that you can spread that message, that you can put it out there. Maybe in your family line, you'll stop it from passing on to the next generations in your family. And then, that's going to affect the generations in the future. So that is, in the long term, a big change, a big help to the cause, to stopping this hate, okay? So, like I said, if you are white, use your white privilege to help create and build a better future. Like I said, don't use it to oppress people. I hope I'm about to pronounce the name right. It's just something I saw. In the words of Ilana Alize, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, I hope I am. She said, no one is asking you to apologize for being privileged. People want you to stop using your privilege in ways that require an apology. So like I said, use your privilege for good. Nobody's asking you to apologize for having a privilege, for being privileged or anything like that. Nobody's asking you to apologize for it. Just stop abusing your privilege. Use it to create a better future. Don't use it to add to the problem. Now, with that said, because I don't want to go into go too much into this, I just really felt like I needed to talk about it briefly after watching American Son. It did really get me thinking about, racism in the world and white privilege, and I did just want to get that off my chest. I know, that, like I said, I can never truly understand racism because I never have put up with it. I've never had to experience it because I have that white privilege. But I want to be able to use that white privilege to help, or to at least try and break down these walls and to stop the hate. And that's the most I can do. I can try, and hopefully I will be able to do something. And that's all I can try and do, okay? And it's best to try than to just sit on your ass and do nothing. At least make an attempt, okay? But yeah, I'm going to leave things at that. And, hopefully, some of you that are watching, that are listening, maybe hopefully it's given you food for thought, made you think about it a bit. And yeah, that is all. So I'm going to leave it there. Love, light, and blessings to all of you. Now, go back out there, spread love and support, build each other up, don't tear each other down. Try and stop any hate, and stand up for other people. And, support each other, build each other up, okay? Stop the hate. Don't partake in it. Help build people up and don't oppress people, okay? Do your very best and be the change you want to see in the world. So with all of that, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching, and yeah, that's it. Peace out.